When you're the best sportsman in the world, the scrutiny is unrelenting. Even when you're just out practicing your game.
Especially folks in Jupiter Island. That's where the golfer is building a new waterfront mansion.
What they found beneath Tiger Woods' luxurious Jupiter Island mansion stunned everyone, even the experts. From the outside, the estate looks like a symbol of perfection: sleek design, cutting-edge golf features, and high-end architecture, all tucked away in Florida's most elite neighborhood. But hidden beneath the surface of this multi-million-dollar paradise was a secret no one expected, a dangerous flaw threatening everything Tiger had built. It all started with tiny cracks in the wall. Then doors refused to shut and floors began to dip. At first, it seemed like a construction fluke. But when contractors peeled back the surface, what they uncovered hidden beneath the house left even seasoned engineers stunned. What was buried under this multi-million-dollar estate? And could it threaten the home, or something even bigger? To really understand why what was found inside Tiger Woods' home is so shocking, you have to start with where he built that world in the first place.
Beach. It's a place where Tiger Woods could sink into his much longed for privacy.
Jupiter Island, Florida, a name that might not mean much unless you're in the billionaire club. But make no mistake, this stretch of land is more exclusive than Palm Beach. It's a fortress for the ultra-wealthy. The population, just under 900 people. And those neighbors include the likes of Celine Dion, Gary Player, and the late Burt Reynolds. Back in 2006, Tiger and his then-wife, Elin Nordegren, were at the height of their public power couple image. That year, they dropped an estimated $40 million on a 9-acre oceanfront property on Jupiter Island. That's about the size of 7 football fields. It came with a massive 9,000-square-foot mansion. But instead of settling into that already jaw-dropping house, Tiger did something wild. He tore it down. For most people, that's a dream home. But for Tiger, it was just a starting point. He wanted something tailor-made, something built from scratch to fit a life that most people can't even imagine. What came next was years of meticulous design and construction. By the time the dust settled around 2010, right as his divorce was finalized, the build had ballooned the total cost to somewhere around $54 million. He moved in alone. The palace built for 2 became a kingdom of 1. Architectural experts believe the man behind the design was none other than Hugh Newell Jacobson, a legendary architect known for sleek, pavilion-style homes that blend luxury with silence. Instead of one giant mansion, Tiger's estate is split into a series of structures, each with its own purpose. They're connected by a long glass-covered walkway that lets him move around the property without ever stepping outside. Not because of rain, but because of the cameras. The estate is divided into 2 main parts. The main residence, which spans a whopping 12,000 square feet, and the Training and Recreation Center, which is even bigger, 14,000 square feet of pure athlete-level customization. That's over 26,000 square feet in total. But how protected is this island? The property is surrounded by sky-high hedges, thick enough to block out both the sun and any chance of a paparazzi shot. Security gates stand like silent guards at every entrance. For Tiger, this wasn't about putting on a show. This was about control of space, privacy, and peace. He needed a home that worked like armor, and that's exactly what he built. But here's the thing. Behind those thick walls, past the palm trees and hidden cameras, something else was hiding, something no one expected to find. We already know Tiger Woods built a fortress on Jupiter Island, a place where the outside world can't get in. But once you step inside that gate, things go from private to practically unbelievable. This isn't just a mansion, it's a high-tech performance lab, a recovery center, and a five-star resort all rolled into one. And buried inside it all might be the one feature that helps explain what was really going on behind those hedges. Let's start with the part that's pure Tiger, the golf training complex. Now, when you hear home golf setup, you might think of a backyard putting green. But Tiger didn't go small. He used over 3.5 acres of his land to build a 4-hole practice course, and yes, he designed it himself. But here's what sets it apart. This isn't just for casual chipping. This is a championship-level practice ground, built with 6 different sand bunkers, each one replicating the turf and sand from the world's most iconic courses. One bunker mimics the soft, powdery sand of Augusta National. Another mirrors the thick, heavy stuff you'd find at St. Andrews, and so on. Tiger can train for every possible condition, rain or shine, day or night, without stepping outside his own gate. It's part of how he always seemed prepared for any tournament. While the world thought he was off the grid, he was silently sharpening his edge. And that drive for excellence doesn't stop with golf. Across the estate in the 14,000 square foot training and recreation building, you'll find a private fitness center that rivals Olympic training facilities. And it's not just for show. Tiger has always trained like a machine. In his prime, his daily routine was the stuff of legend: a 4-mile run in the morning, strength training after that, hours of golf, then another run, and sometimes even a full-court basketball game. His home was literally built around that lifestyle. That's why the gym includes a pro-level basketball court, a tennis court, and large open-air stretches where he could run undisturbed. No trainers watching, no fans shouting, just pure focus. Now, here's where it starts to feel like fiction. Deep inside that gym wing is a feature that sparked endless online rumors, everything from Tiger's bunker to his recovery pod. But the truth is more fascinating. It's a hyperbaric oxygen therapy room, a real medical-grade chamber used by elite athletes, soldiers, and even astronauts. Inside, Tiger can breathe pure oxygen at increased atmospheric pressure. This promotes faster healing and reduced inflammation, crucial for someone who suffered everything from knee surgeries to spinal fusion. After his 2009 car accident and a string of physical setbacks, recovery became just as important as training. And the science doesn't stop there. Just steps away from the gym is the aquatic training zone. Not one, but 2 full-size pools sit on the property. A 100-foot lap pool built for endurance training, and a deep-water plunge pool used for both rehab and explosive cardio exercises. Next to them, a luxury hydrotherapy spa with jets, cold plunges, and underwater treadmills. This area alone would make a pro athlete jealous. Now here's the thing. None of this is about luxury in the traditional sense. There are no golden fountains or marble statues. Every square inch is designed for a purpose: to heal, train, recover, and repeat. But eventually, even a champion has to rest. That's where the living quarters come in. Cross the sleek, glass-covered walkway that links the training compound to the main residence, and you enter an expansive 12,000 square foot sanctuary designed for peace, privacy, and understated luxury. The interior is all clean lines and open space. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls flood the rooms with natural light and frame jaw-dropping views of the endless Atlantic Ocean. Imagine waking up to waves crashing softly in the distance while standing in your living room. That's the everyday reality here. But even with all this serene beauty, the home still wears the mark of a sports legend. Championship trophies and framed photos from Tiger's unforgettable Masters victories are displayed like badges of honor, quietly reminding visitors whose home this really is. Tiger's taste for luxury is clear without being over the top. The house boasts a climate-controlled wine cellar large enough to impress any connoisseur, a private soundproofed movie theater perfect for quiet downtime, and a spacious game room for moments of lighthearted fun. The house also includes dedicated suites for his two children, Sam and Charlie, so they have their own private spaces to grow and relax, separate from their father's intense world. But here's where the story takes a deeper, more personal turn. When Tiger and his then-wife, Elin Nordegren, originally planned this home in the mid-2000s, it was designed to be a shared kingdom, complete with separate his and hers wings. The idea was to provide both of them personal sanctuaries within one grand estate. After their high-profile divorce was finalized in 2009, Tiger took full ownership and moved in alone, but the house's original layout was never altered. Insiders say the hers wing remains untouched, like a time capsule frozen from a different chapter of his life. Some rooms there are still preserved exactly as they were, untouched bedrooms, closets, and personal spaces that feel like ghostly echoes of a life Tiger chose not to rewrite, but to quietly leave behind. Imagine walking into a luxury home and feeling the weight of a past relationship lingering in the very walls. Yet privacy wasn't just about the interior. Tiger's home is set on a unique stretch of Jupiter Island that faces the Atlantic Ocean on one side and backs onto the peaceful intracoastal waterway on the other. This allowed him to extend his fortress beyond the land. Here lie two private docks, where Tiger moors his ultimate retreat. A stunning 155-foot super yacht named Privacy. Purchased for around $20 million, this yacht is no ordinary boat. It's a floating fortress equipped with a full gym, a jacuzzi, multiple luxury cabins, and staffed by a dedicated crew of 9. When Tiger needs to vanish from prying eyes, Privacy becomes his escape pod, capable of sailing him away from the chaos of the mainland and into total seclusion on the open sea. On land, his mansion protects him from cameras and fans. At sea, his yacht makes him virtually unreachable. All of this paints the picture of a man who has spent his entire life in the spotlight but has fought hard to carve out spaces of absolute control, calm, and privacy. But even in this carefully crafted sanctuary, cracks began to appear. The first sign that something was deeply wrong wasn't in the headlines or tabloids. It came from inside the walls of Tiger's home. Reports surfaced that Tiger himself noticed something strange in the heart of the house. It wasn't immediately obvious to outsiders, but for Tiger, a man who pays attention to every detail, it was a red flag. What was causing this unsettling imperfection in his fortress? Was it a sign of something far bigger, something hidden just beneath the surface of this carefully maintained world?
And shop shapes and all that. I am in here probably more than I am all playing metals. This all opens up. My son and I were pinballs. He's trying to hit further, and so am I. I want to know what it feels like going through the turf. I can't spend as much time as I.
It all started with a seemingly small and almost invisible sign, a sagging ceiling in the dining room. At first glance, it might sound like a minor flaw, something a homeowner might shrug off as a normal settling of a big house. But for Tiger, a man known for his intense attention to detail, this was a warning sign. Soon after, hairline cracks began to appear, spidering their way across the pristine walls. Doors that had once slid smoothly suddenly stuck fast in their frames, refusing to open or close properly. The quiet elegance of the main living spaces was being disturbed by an unmistakable shift in the home's very structure. Alarmed by these changes, Tiger called in top contractors and structural engineers to investigate what was happening beneath his feet. What they uncovered was far more alarming than anyone could have imagined. When the experts peeled back sections of the floor underneath the dining room, they found a massive hole, a yawning gap, where solid foundation should have been. The very bedrock beneath the multi-million-dollar mansion was compromised. What should have been a steady, unmovable base was instead a troubling void. The builders immediately began to suspect a catastrophic problem with the pilings, the giant steel and concrete pillars designed to anchor the house deep into the earth, stabilizing it against shifting sands and tides. The estate sits on coastal land, and proper foundation support is critical. But here's the shocking detail. Some of these pilings were either misplaced or missing entirely. Instead of solidly anchoring the house, parts of the foundation were literally left unsupported. The result was the slow but steady sinking and shifting of the mansion's core. For a time, no one knew if this crisis was isolated to just the dining room or if the structural damage was spreading further under the house. Every inch of the foundation had to be inspected carefully. The stakes were high. Tiger's home was not just a place to live, but a symbol of his success and control. The engineering team recommended a massive, complicated fix, the only way to stop the mansion from sinking any further. It involved driving enormous steel and concrete pilings deep into the bedrock beneath the house, far below the unstable surface soil. This is the kind of work usually reserved for huge skyscrapers or bridges, not private homes. The scale and cost of this repair were staggering. It was an epic project requiring heavy machinery, months of work, and millions of dollars. But for a man like Tiger Woods, where every inch of his estate reflects precision and excellence, there was no alternative. The mansion had to be saved. The crisis beneath his home exposed a raw vulnerability. No matter how much money or fame someone has, nature and engineering challenges can throw even the most powerful off balance. But as shocking as this discovery was, it was far from the only time Tiger Woods made headlines for deeply personal reasons. His life has been a roller coaster of public triumphs and private battles, from the highs of record-breaking wins to painful injuries and very public scandals.
Of Mom. I am so sorry. I have a lot to atone for.
The public first saw cracks in Tiger's carefully built image in late November of 2009. Up until that point, he had been considered nearly flawless, a once-in-a-generation athlete with a clean-cut image and unmatched focus. But that image came crashing down, literally and figuratively, after an early morning car accident outside his home in Windermere, Florida. Just 2 days after Thanksgiving, Tiger crashed his Cadillac Escalade into a fire hydrant and a tree just a few feet from his driveway. At first, reports were vague. It seemed like a minor accident. But soon, what began as a puzzling traffic incident turned into a full-blown media storm. Within days, multiple women came forward, revealing they had been in relationships with Tiger during his marriage to Swedish model Elin Nordegren. One by one, the revelations piled up. It wasn't just one affair, it was dozens. The sports world, the entertainment world, and the public were stunned. Tiger, who had been so careful to control his public image, was now on every tabloid cover, not for his golf swing, but for his private life. By mid-December of 2009, over a dozen women had spoken out. Some released text messages, voicemails, and intimate details. The scandal became one of the most sensational in sports history. His sponsors reacted quickly. Companies like Gatorade, Accenture, AT&T, and Gillette either suspended or cut ties altogether. The financial cost was steep, estimated in the hundreds of millions in lost endorsements. But the personal toll was even greater. Tiger released a public apology, admitting to what he called transgressions. He took an indefinite leave from golf, and checked into a rehabilitation center for treatment related to sex addiction. In February of 2010, Tiger delivered a public televised apology, saying, "I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. What I did was not acceptable." His words were carefully chosen, but the damage was done. In August of that same year, his marriage to Elin Nordegren officially ended. They shared custody of their 2 children. But as Tiger tried to rebuild his reputation, his body began to fail him. Years of playing through pain caught up to him. Between 2014 and 2017, he underwent 4 major back surgeries, including a spinal fusion. At one point, Tiger admitted he couldn't even sit comfortably through dinner. Golf seemed far out of reach. Then came another public setback. In May of 2017, Tiger was found asleep at the wheel of his car in Jupiter, Florida. He was arrested for driving under the influence. His mugshot, dazed and unrecognizable, circulated across the globe. Tests showed a mixture of prescription medications, including painkillers, sleep aids, and anti-anxiety drugs. Once again, Tiger went into rehab, this time for help managing dependency on prescription medication. For many, this felt like the end of Tiger Woods, not just his golf career, but the man himself. But Tiger wasn't done. In April of 2019, he shocked the world by winning the Masters, one of golf's most prestigious tournaments, at the age of 43. It had been 11 years since his last major victory. His comeback was emotional, raw, and deeply human. Fans wept. Fellow players hugged him. It wasn't just a win, it was a symbol of survival. But the roller coaster wasn't over. In February of 2021, Tiger was in another serious car crash, this time in Los Angeles. He was driving alone when his SUV veered off the road at high speed, rolled down an embankment, and landed on its side. Emergency responders had to use tools to extract him from the wreckage. His injuries were severe, multiple fractures in his right leg, a shattered ankle, and damage so extensive that doctors inserted rods, screws, and pins to hold the bones together. There was even concern he might lose the leg entirely. Once again, the world held its breath. Tiger went silent for months, focused on recovery. Physically, the battle was brutal. Mentally, it may have been even harder. But in true Tiger Woods fashion, he slowly made his way back. Because with Tiger Woods, one thing has always been certain. The moment you count him out, he finds a way back in. If you found this video interesting, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for more untold stories behind the headlines, because every legend has a side you haven't seen.